Hey guys, it's episode 269. Sorry if the lighting is weird because I'm filming in between my kitchen and my living room, and it's basically an open hallway to there, but we have a lot of stuff, and only the kitchen light is open, not the living room light, so there might be more darkness over here. Anyways, if you guys watch my thrift sale haul, the stuff that I got from the thrift sale, my brother bought this as well. I think someone decided they didn't want it anymore, so they put it on sale. People who are slightly older than us, who are our friends, they kept looking at it. I know they wanted to buy it, but in the end, everything that they thought they wanted to buy, when they looked at it, I think they didn't want to pick it up until later, until afterwards, when someone actually wanted it. Then if no one wanted it, then they would pick it up. I guess that's how a lot of people in my church are like, so they usually don't pick up stuff. So this is a PlayStation 3. This Fallout 3 did not come with the PlayStation. It actually came from Walmart. My brother bought it yesterday with his Transformer that he bought. If you guys watch my Teeny TY Alligator, my last video, the one that I showed you, the plush, we actually bought them on the same day. This was actually, my brother could only help out for one day only because he has work on Saturday, and the only day he doesn't have work is on Friday and stuff. So he specifically told his work in McDonald's that he was not allowed to work on Fridays. He's not capable of working any Fridays. So his Fridays are off, his Sundays are off, but everything else is not off. But I think when he starts his university classes again, he'll have to go back and say that he can only work during Saturday and some other time, because he does have a lot of his classes are either really late in the afternoon. So I think if he worked in the morning or worked at night, it would be kind of a hassle and it would be too much work, because I see already that kind of this partially full-time job is kind of making him tired and he's not really excited about anything. So I think he'll go back and look at his schedule and change it up for school time. Anyways, we don't usually play consoles anymore just because I think we have different interests. Like my brother is more focused on his job. We do have an Xbox 360, but that's the only machine in our house that's hooked up right now, because so our old TV is actually a large TV with the whole pole speakers and everything, but that one broke, so my dad ended up buying from his friend who I think slightly moved. She sold him one of her very old TVs, but it's the Panasonic TVs, those really old, heavy, small TVs, and it's just not good to play on because it's so small, and the screen is really tiny, so it condenses everything onto a really small screen, and it's just terrible. So I think my dad would like to buy a new TV, but for now, we don't really have space and also money and stuff, so we have to save for that as well. But other than that, we don't play any other games. Occasionally, I will play on my 3DS. My brother would play on his 2DS, but he went on fasting. Usually when people think of fasting, they think of food fasting, so not eating. But in this case, we kind of learned a bit more from fasting from our church, and basically you can fast on whatever you occasionally like to do. Like for every day you like to do something. Like for example, I watch YouTube videos a lot, so if I went on a fast, I would probably fast on that. Or social media, if you go on too much and you find yourself going on too much, it's just a way to cleanse your mind and kind of get into have your mind a bit refreshed. But my brother usually plays on the PC. He doesn't really play on our Xbox 360 because my dad does have a parental control timer on it. Because when we were younger, I think my dad wanted us to like control how much time we had. But a lot of the games that we have aren't really good for like control. Like Final Fantasy, and my brother said he can't play it on Xbox anymore just because the parental control, if it were to shut off the game during a cutscene, apparently you can't ever watch that cutscene again, so that's a bad thing. So a lot of the times we don't play Xbox 360. We do have a Wii. We used to play it on our old TV, but our old TV is busted, so I think we took away our Wii for a while. We did buy this year a Wii U, but we still, again, we didn't set it up because our TV is really tiny and it's small. It's those old square box TVs that are ridiculously heavy. So this is the Xbox we got. We didn't check inside, but apparently this one comes with Uncharted, I think. What is it called? Drake's Fortune. I've never played Uncharted, but I've heard of it, but I'm not entirely sure what it's about. So I think the original version, so this version, I think they were going to sell for $108.60, but I think what happened was because they already started their thrift sale within the week before we actually went to help out. So I think over time they decided, you know what, we're going to lower it to 50% off, which is $80. I think it's just to attract people to get it because we're actually trying to sell like all this stuff. They were trying to sell all the stuff that they had, so they were trying to lower the prices as best as possible, but it's a bit much to lower the price down too much. So a lot of people who wanted things like, I think they would take half a price of something. So usually something like, I don't know how many dollars, like something that's 25 or something, they would lower it to maybe 3, and then some people would be like, I want that for 25 cents only, and that would be a ridiculous request because we can't do that. We can't go any lower. So that's what happened, and I think $80 is pretty good considering that new consoles like PlayStation 4 are like $400, and that's a lot of money. So that's why I never got any like new consoles. I do want the Nintendo Switch as well, but that's still around $400 in Canada, so I'm just waiting until maybe later. I really don't. Sometimes I wonder, like, Nintendo doesn't really have sales, so there's no really discounted prices unless you go to Xbox. You go to EB Games, sometimes they put a little bit on price, on like discount. But a lot of the games don't go on sale as often as like Xbox 360 games go on sale. So a lot of the time we end up paying like quite a bit, especially because Nintendo, I noticed a lot of the new games that are really good, like I bought this year Hatsune Miku, I forgot, it's a rhythm-based game, but basically I bought it and because I got my 3DS, and that was around $60. So their new games are quite expensive compared to like old games. So I usually don't buy new games for my 3DS, especially this year because it's really hard to keep up with the pricing. So here it is. I'm not going to open it in front of you guys just because it's so heavy and I can't carry it with one hand. So I'm not going to bother. Here's the back. And the reason why it says Samsung is because that's my brother's name. They're actually held So it came with a bunch of games that some of them I've heard of, some of them, but all of them I've never really played. So yeah, my brother's into some of these games, but I have not really been fully into like one-player games, single-player games. So a lot of the games that people play, I normally end up not playing, unfortunately. So this is Metal Gear Rising, and they have Homefront. I've never heard of that one. Battlefield 3 Limited Edition. I have heard of Battlefield 3, but I don't know what it's about. So a lot of the games I don't know what it's about. Assassin's Creed, my brother does play sometimes, but I don't play because it's one player. This is Assassin's Creed 2. I'm assuming my brother thinks it's an adult that bought this PS3 and bought some games and decided to donate it because this Assassin's Creed 2 is not open at all. I think they didn't find any amusement in it anymore, so they decided to just give it away. Because usually when you buy, like if teenagers were to donate their games, they would usually all be open. I would assume that no one would leave in an open game like that. And here is Killzone 2. So with 5 games and it came up to only $80. So yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to share this with you. So yeah. Bye.